So let's advance our topic and talk about some implications of these different capacity measures. Managers' view of capacity has many implications, especially for reported product costs. Let's go through an example to demonstrate some of these implications. In this example, we're talking about Real World Incorporated. Managers of Real World want to estimate product costs so that they can determine the prices of their products. Capacity costs amount to $50,000 per month. Notably, the month is the basis on which we're measuring our capacity. The average demand for the next 2 years is 10,200 units per month. That sounds like normal capacity, because that's the average over a longer period of time. Real World's existing facilities can produce as many as 13,000 units per month, but is more likely to be able to produce 12,250 units per month. Those sound like supply-based measures of capacity. The 13,000 is theoretical capacity, and the 12,250 is practical capacity. And finally, we know for the next 6 months, the Vice President of Production plans on producing 9,100 units per month. That sounds like a demand-based measure of capacity and the budgeted one. Now, managers can adopt many perspectives: theoretical, practical, normal, and budgeted. The starting point is capacity costs. And as was mentioned in the given information, the amount of capacity costs on a monthly basis is $50,000. Now, importantly, that does not differ across the different perspectives that capacity can be viewed. It's always going to be $50,000 worth of costs, regardless of what capacity measure we are using. So $50,000 is constant across the theoretical, practical, normal, and budgeted views of capacity. What is different is the denominator, or the measure of the number of units that we're calling capacity. Under the theoretical perspective, that number was 13,000. So theoretically, in a month's time, we can produce 13,000 units. $50,000 spread over those 13,000 units amounts to $3.85 worth of capacity costs per unit. From the practical, normal, and budgeted side, we had different capacity measures: 12,250, 10,200, and 9,100 respectively. And of course, because those denominators are different, we're spreading $50,000 over different volumes, we're going to have a different cost per unit. For practical, we'll have $4.08. For normal, we'll have $4.90. And for budgeted, we'll have $5.49. Now, obviously, the different product costs using these different measures of capacity fluctuate dramatically in this example, from $3.80 up to $5.50. This fluctuation isn't necessarily always dramatic. It depends on the various levels of theoretical, practical, normal, and budgeted measures of capacity. But in this case, we see just how much of an effect the different measures of capacity can have for product costs. Now, there are many decisions that are based on product costs, one of which is the pricing. Imagine using these product costs to price your product. And if you were using a theoretical basis, you would use a price based on a $3.85 per unit cost. If you're using the budgeted capacity, you would calculate price based on $5.49 per unit. Obviously, these have major implications for pricing. Before we move on to the next example, let's make sure that we understand this concept.